The first order of business is consideration of the committee resolution establishing the Indo-Pacific Task Force and the Committee on Natural Resources, which was circulated with the markup notice. Before I make the unanimous consent motion that the resolution be adopted, does any member wish to speak on the resolution? I'll recognize myself. And again, I want to thank Ranking Member Grijalva, as he and I made a trip to the Intel Committee, to the SCIF, to review some information. And when we were there, we decided that establishing this bipartisan task force would be a great thing for our committee to take on. And what this committee resolution does is it formally authorizes the creation of the Indo-Pacific Task Force in the Committee on Natural Resources. It prescribes the functions of the task force, establishes its membership, which comprises 7 Republicans and 7 Democrats, names the chair and co-chair of the task force, and sets the expiration date of the task force as December 12th, 2023. The task force members on the Democrat side include Mr. Grijalva, Mr. Sablon, Mr. Gallego, Ms. Porter, Ms. Ledger-Fernandez, Ms. Stansberry, and Mr. Case. And on the Republican side includes myself, Ms. Radewagen, Mr. Lamborn, Mr. Whitman, Mr. Tiffany, Mr. Moreland, and Ms. Hageman. The task force will be co-chaired by Ms. Radewagen and Mr. Sablon. We've watched time and again as the People's Republic of China has attempted to dominate island nations and U.S. territories in the Pacific to undermine America's ability to secure our strategic and economic interests. To turn a blind eye to the PRC's aggression in the Indo-Pacific is at best irresponsible and at worst a national security disaster. The task force will conduct oversight on issues facing the U.S. territories and freely associated states, and will provide policy recommendations on actions this committee can take to advance the United States' interest in the region and push back on the PRC's influence throughout the freely associated states and our territories in the Pacific. To deter the PRC's influence and maintain the United States' capacity to secure its interest, we must remain engaged in the freely associated states and respond to the PRC's malign and coercive activity in the region. The compacts of free association are critical to the United States' relationship with the freely associated states and for U.S. strategy in the Indo-Pacific. I support this resolution and encourage my colleagues to do the same, and I'll yield back my time and ask again if anybody else wishes to speak on the resolution. If there's no further discussion on the resolution, then I ask unanimous consent that the Committee on Natural Resources adopt the Indo-Pacific Task Force resolution. Without objection, the Indo-Pacific Task Force resolution is adopted, and without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.